zip tie bracelet. Got your rent on my wrist. What? Wait, what? What? No way. You mean to tell me I can go out and buy a colored zip tie wristband, bracelet, whatever you want to call it, and tell somebody who's rich, yeah, don't worry, I got this. It's the ambush purple nurple. That's what I got right here. Yeah, only cost me a cool $900. Yeah. No one should ever be above the law. Trump again argues presidents should have immunity from prosecution even if they commit crimes. Okay, that's really cool. I really hope that actually literally never happens, though. I mean, officially. Seems like some are able to get away with whatever the hell they want. You set up! Has anyone mentioned that the police will leave you alone if you don't do illegal stuff? Breonna Taylor was sleeping. Yeah, she was in freaking bed. But okay. Elon Musk's X, now worth 71% less than when the billionaire bought it as Twitter. Well, it is still Twitter, I'm sorry. I'm just one of those people. I'm one of them, okay? Always gonna be one of them. And ha ha ha. You know what the best part is? Isn't he still one of the richest people on the planet, like top 5 or something, even after this purchase? Even after all that? Titanic. Rosa is on deathbed. Instead of thinking about her children and her husband, with who she has been living for 70 years, she remembers some homeless dude who screwed her on a boat. Millions of women consider this as a great love story. Yeah, she did have a whole family, didn't she? I don't know. It sounds like it was a traumatic event. Maybe she was like, yeah, that was the literal worst and scariest, night of my life. You never forget your first kill. Fun fact, if the Earth was 10 feet closer to the sun, we would all burn up. And if it was 10 feet further away, we would freeze to death. God is amazing. Yeah, I was taught that in Sunday school when I was growing up Mormon. Took me a little while to go, wait, what? Wow, that's crazy. I know. Amen. To anyone wondering, that's not true. Earth's orbit is elliptical, and the distance from the sun varies from around 147 million kilometers to 152 million kilometers on any given year. 2, every star has a habitable zone that's affected by the size of the star and its intensity. The sun's habitable zone is about 0.95 AU to 1.73 AU, and AU is the Earth's average distance from the sun. 93 million miles, that is. So Earth's orbit could decrease by 4.5 million miles or increase by 34 million miles and still be in the habitable zone. If your claim was true, any moderately sized earthquake could take us out of the habitable zone. Sorry. Okay, that's cool and all, but don't ever comment on my status telling me that I'm wrong ever again. Didn't ask you, did I? Answer, no. All right, well, when you post in any public way, and I know that it's probably just someone in your friends list, whatever, but when you make a post, you don't have to have asked a question for me to respond to it. The comment section is right there. I believe you can turn it off in most places if you don't want people to speak. I'm sorry. Just because you got embarrassed because you didn't fact check anything does not mean that you gotta be a little baby about it. Hi is gay. Hi, dad of 8 here. I change diapers and don't feel any less manly for doing so. Marriage and parenting are team sports. Imagine the embarrassment if your husband publicly makes a statement that begins with the word hi. Our society is so gay, and your bait is pathetically weak. Why don't you try to get a little bit better, sweetheart? McDonald's USA. Employee, $9 an hour, no benefits. Big Mac, $5.81. McDonald's Denmark. Employee, $22 an hour, 6 weeks vacation, 1 year paid maternity leave, life insurance, pension. Big Mac, $4.82. I pass by a local McDonald's a lot near our local Walmart, and for a little while they had a sign, or I say they had a sign, I meant their sign. You know, the one where they put up, oh, we're having a sale on burgies or whatever. They were advertising that they were hiring, and they thought it was such a point of pride that they were hiring at $13 an hour. The Walmart that they were sitting in the parking lot of was starting at $17. I could not believe it. I was actually kind of impressed with Walmart for the first time ever, even though that's still not enough. Back to the time when the White House secretary publicly posted his password 2 days in a row. Oh, come on. Oh, it was him. Okay. Really? My 3rd grade biology teacher marked an answer on one of my tests as wrong because when asked about a mammal that lays eggs, I wrote platypus. According to him, the correct answer was penguin. Pardon me? At Kendall Jenner ate grilled cheese, fries, crepes, and more before hitting the Met Gala red carpet. Now that is bravery. I live in Syria, and this story gave me 2 strength to carry on. Thank you for sharing her story. Wow, woman ate food. Some impressive stuff, I must say. Shakespeare didn't walk around putting pronouns in his play plays. That's why they're classics. Imagine if this dude wrote, "My name is Macbeth, and my pronouns are they, them." Imagine screwing up this tweet so badly. You picked a Shakespeare character that explicitly prays for sex reassignment. You had the entire opus to choose from, and you picked wrong. What's the most absurd medical bill you have ever received? $16,000 for all the work done related to a kidney stone. It involved me sitting in a room, drugged up, and the doctors not knowing what was causing the pain. After they figured it out, they sent me home with painkillers, said they can't do anything for it, and sent me a $16,000 bill. Wow, Tim Pool. Aren't you, against helping people? I mean, I don't know. I don't really know much about Tim. I really don't. I've heard things about Tim. But, interesting story. See, you're affected by it too, Mr. Poole. The irony is this guy argues against better access to healthcare. Right, see, that's what I thought. Right? He's got this story that should be enough for him to understand. You ever watch a rich person's expression change when you ask a question that's too poor? I once bragged to a coworker that I got my outfit from thrifting, and my boss took me aside and said not to say that I shop at thrift stores because it makes him look bad, like he didn't pay me enough. Reader, he didn't pay me enough. You know, that's the point when I feel like it's appropriate to tell them, "Oh, what do you mean, make it look like? You don't. You do not. I have to shop at thrift stores." Look, even if I were a billionaire, I'd still be going in there, though. But I'd be dropping $100 bills, on accident everywhere in the store. Gates says diabetes sufferers should lose weight after vote against insulin price cap. Matt Gates says Americans with diabetes should just lose weight after he voted against lowering the price of insulin. That's pretty cool. That's pretty epic, man. I don't think you're remembering another type of diabetes. Exploring the complexities of prison labor in the United States. Oh boy, how anti-immigration policies are leading prisons to lease convicts as field laborers. This is called slavery. You lease property, not people, and when people are property, they are slaves. Well, for those of you that are keeping score with Americans for some reason, the 13th Amendment does state that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. So, yeah. Fossils estimated to be around 280 million years old found in West Australia. Ooh, whoa, that's weird. Soft-bodied creatures wouldn't last long when they died. Obviously had to be buried quickly in a catastrophic flood. Okay. More like 4,500. Why are they all grouped up in a sort of graveyard, you ask? Because of the flood. They were killed and grouped quickly by a lot of water, very quickly destroying everything. Okay. Another commenter said 280 million years old? Yeah, right. Looks no more than 200 years old to me. And I just want to ask him, based on what? It's a rock. The source. I just made it the hell up. When a company increases its net income by 70%, pays its CEO 532 times more than its median worker, and is spending $100 million on stock buybacks, the problem is not inflation, nor is it a worker's 50-cent raise. The problem is sociopathic corporate greed. Oh, we've always known that. It's just the group that used to be the best at fighting these assholes is now the group that wants to protect these assholes. I work for a big company. Last year, right before Christmas, we got a thank you email with a big list of wins from the CEO and how much money they made. Profits were up 10% in the year. Not at 10, but up 10 compared to the previous. When it came time for raises, even though I went in that room with the then current rate of inflation admitted by the Bank of Canada at 6.2% and got a 2.5% pay raise with no bonus, my boss actually seemed shocked when I pointed out that that was a pay cut. And if the workers didn't share when profits were high, maybe the company shouldn't bother thanking us because it was meaningless. I expect the same or similar this year. Yep. While our CEO got a $5 million bonus increase over last year, our bonus has dwindled from the thousands to $211.26 before taxes. Oh, cool. It's almost like we respect your denial. Do you notice that men are no longer persuasive? Once they ask you out on a date and you say no, that's it. That is how I believe it's supposed to work. I get that there's the romanticization of no, I won't take no for an answer in a non-violent, scary, murderous way, obviously. But that's a good thing. If you say no, that person should go, all right, say no more, no problem whatsoever. You have a wonderful day. That should be the response. This is not going to end well. Russia wants to build a safe space for conservative Americans to move to. Really? The people that make fun of safe spaces almost for a living at this point are gonna move to a safe space in, you know what? Whatever. The New Republic. You know, that may as well be the Onion to me. I don't even know what that means. I went on a date with this guy, and he paid for himself alone because I brought 2 of my friends. Some men are heartless. Excuse me? All of you blaming me is unfair? What? A gentleman would have paid the bills and told me politely after the date. No, that's the best thing to do and not act so immature. Some men love dates with friends and some don't. So next time, I will always ask before taking my friends. Yeah, wow, you had to be taught that lesson? Are you kidding me? What? Also, no goddamn way I'm gonna go on a first date with you, or second, third, fourth, fifth, it doesn't matter, and pay for your friends too that you brought along out of nowhere? That's not right. That's not a date, that's a group hangout. No, that's a shakedown. It's a hootenanny. A hoedown. No, it's a shakedown. Hootenannies and hoedowns are supposed to be fun, right? Marvel just got its first female Native American death amputee superhero. No, this is not satire. Okay, pal. Darth Vader is a quad amputee with severe COPD, end-stage renal disease, and who knows what else. He's also a burn victim. Yeah, although he does have magic, though. I wanted this man to be vulnerable with me for so long. He finally called me up yesterday and opened up, but the second he started crying, I lost all interest in him. Quickly. This is a safe space, but not that safe. Well, I'd say the guy dodged a bullet because you're not worth spending a life with. Absolutely not. If you ever say words that disgustingly rude to somebody that you genuinely care about, love, or have thought about having a family with or spending your life with, and you say, but not that safe a space, I hope they never, ever, ever speak to you again. Not unless you've had a lot of help with your mental faculties. I, a mom and grandmother with no criminal history, have lived like this since January 6th. The box on my ankle holding me inside the house, unable to live. Okay? In 13 days, the government will force me to endure a 51-month sentence because the last 3 years of confinement means nothing. All right, now think about what it's going to be inside the bigger house, inside the big house. Think about that and see which one you're going to end up preferring. Everybody with a criminal history had no criminal history until they got convicted of a crime. Wow! Crazy! Don't mess with people's food. So, my dad gave this vegan girl a real hamburger. She said it was the best veggie burger she ever had. She still doesn't know. Your dad is and anyone else who thinks this is funny or even remotely acceptable is This is a total violation of trust, morals, and more. What if they had an allergy? What if they're vegan for religious reasons? You can't just pull shit like this because they're vegan. Well, Mary looks like the type of person who wouldn't give a rat's ass about anybody's religious affiliations but her own, because those people are wrong and mean and probably evil or something, and she is correct. And look, if you don't think about allergies literally right from the get-go before you do something like this, or before you think it's funny that your dad did something like this, yeah, I'm not going to put too much stock in your thought process at all. Millennial? Saving for a house? You might need an inheritance. A sign of a healthy economy is when you tell a whole generation to sit tight and wait for their parents to die. Yeah, I'm not going to wait for my mom or stepdad or dad or any other family members to pass away before I get what I am going for. Not gonna happen, all right? I want them to see me be a success after what I've been through. My parents are poor, so even if they died, I wouldn't get anything except their bills. But I've cut down to only one Starbucks and avocado toast a year. Maybe by the year 2035, I'll be able to afford a tiny house. I guess it depends. A tiny house here in Colorado, $400,000. Tiny house in LA, $17 billion. Tiny house in Sydney, Australia? Oh, you're gonna have to lose every limb. And give us $30 billion. Woman went on 6 dates a week to save on food. I didn't buy groceries for 2 years. Okay, neat. Look, get that bag, but that feels really not cool. I don't know why, that just feels wrong, you know? I might not be alone in this. I just feel like that's just not okay, maybe? This is called art. This is the legacy and heritage of the West. This is what men of the West fight, sacrifice, and die for. This is victory. What? Is there an example of a female sculptor who committed herself to the same level of detail that a male does with a woman? None that come to mind. That sculpture is an act of worship before heaven, and it shows. The sculptor is a Chinese woman, you dork-ass losers. That is one of my favorite insults of all time. That one, permanently in a file. Dork-ass losers. Absolutely peak. I don't think you can really surpass that for a guy acting like this much of a dork-ass loser. This dude, see statue with perky tip. Society was built on this. Temperature in space is minus 457.87 degrees Fahrenheit. Kinda weird that it gets so cold as you get closer to the sun. Space is more densely packed with matter than this guy's head. He wouldn't understand this burn. No, he wouldn't. Or he'd call you some sort of really weird name. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is $3.3 billion richer than a week ago. Also, Amazon is 17th for the number of employees on food stamps. Yeah. 1,000 stare? What? Same girl, but the girl on the left has wife potential, and the girl on the right doesn't. Why? 1,000 stare. Learn to see it, never commit to it, and do your bit not to cause it. Excuse me? Who is that? How old was she in 2007? I'm not kidding. We're gonna have to kick your ass? Also, what does that mean? I feel like these dudes are just jealous that these people, when they come of age and decide to make adult decisions, are gonna get more than they ever have or ever will in their entire life. Forbidden technique. Hidden genjutsu. 1,000 cock stare. Remember the Texas prisoner who sued for a cotton blanket because he was allergic to the prison's blankets and the officials refused to give him a cotton one instead? I got records showing the state spent over $20,000 fighting his case instead of just giving him a blanket. Yeah, of course. Gotta screw the IRS and get that bigger budget somehow. Repair electromechanical equipment, or I repair it. I once had a guy tell his son right in front of me, this is why you go to school so you don't end up like him. Then I told the poor guy that my job requires a degree. He just stood there and stared. All right. Did you also add on whole fee to your work? Like 50 extra %? Imagine taking a picture of this thinking the note writer is unreasonable. The entire building can hear your apartment beep loud twice every 30 seconds all day and night. Please make it stop. Yeah, I don't know how people can adapt to those loud-ass smoke detector chirps every 10 to 15 seconds. Change the damn batteries. Yeah, just do it, please. Ugh, wanna see my pussy? Sure. That's your vagina. I wanna see your cat. I don't have a cat. And why are you wasting my time? For real. Hypocrite much? Surprise! Anti-LGBTQ plus Moms for Liberty co-founder has her own gay sex tape. Moms for Liberty co-founder Bridget Ziegler fights against kids reading books about same-sex parents in school. Oh, but I'm sure there's some sort of excuse for totally. If Andrew Tate thinks, I agree. If Andrew Tate speaks, I listen. If Andrew Tate orders, I obey. If Andrew Tate has 1 million fans, I'm one of them. If Andrew Tate has 1 fan, I am that fan. If Andrew Tate has 0 fans, I am dead. Oh, someone likes to take orders from the man in charge. Don't worry, Pickettsburg. You're gonna have a realization very soon. Remember, kids, simping for women is bad. Simping for Tate is okay. No, it's beyond simping, man. I don't know, dude. What's the biggest lesson that employment has taught you? Efficient workers get punished with more work. It's not got, they still are getting punished to this day. I'm just saying. They win every time. Winner of the $1.28 billion lottery gets $433 million after tax. Congratulations to the IRS on winning the $846.3 million Mega Millions jackpot. Look, I totally understand this for sure. My heart just goes out to the poor guy who only got $433 million after taxes. You know what? Honestly, I feel very bad. No, I get it. I totally understand the point here for sure. It's just that guy and the remainder of his lineage for the next billion years is probably going to be taken care of so long as he gets a frickin' stellar accountant. How dare bisexuals be bisexual? They're straight bisexuals. Yuck. And gay bisexuals. Yay. Do you know what bisexuality is? The label adopted by lonely, straight, usually white people who want to force their way into queer spaces. As someone who is about as white as you can get, legitimately about as white as you can get, and who is bisexual, you can go fuck yourself. I'm really, really tired of... I understand the terminology bisexual might just be a little outdated or something for some people at this point in time. I'm whatever you want to call me that fits, I guess. But I'm really sick and tired of being told that I'm a liar or I'm kidding myself by gay people. It's really, really, really ridiculous how we're still fucking doing this. Like we're not all part of the same group and team fighting for our rights to be treated normally. All right? Just get the fuck out of here, man. I'm in a relationship with a woman. I am still not straight. Probably got more than you, sweetheart. Karen tells Chinese bus driver in China to go back to China. Woman filmed telling a Chinese bus driver to go back to China. Wow! There's no way that can be lost on somebody, right? Like, no joke. That cannot be lost on her, right? Or am I just putting too much faith in the human race? We're giving children free healthcare. We're giving them free food, free emotional support. That's dangerous. That's communism when you think about it. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, who? Fox News guest, children don't deserve free food because that's communism. Okay, what's your alternative? This car is getting free electricity in a public space, so I unplugged it because it's theft. If I don't get free gas, you don't get free electricity. Your thoughts are all, oh, I'm sure they are. Well, I'm sure they are. Meanwhile, the car probably sent the owner a notification that it was unplugged, so the owner just went down and plugged it back in. Is it creepy to be a good dad? Really? You're gonna make fun of this guy? Look, I'm not a big fan of this man, for sure. But of all the dudes in the world, you're gonna call this guy fucking creepy? For doing something healthy and normal with his newborn child? What the hell are men doing this for? Sorry, you're not the nurturers. Okay. You're not soft and comforting for a baby. Especially not him. You can't feed them. That's... wow. All right, we're just moving on. Good Lord. Well, guess I lost some brain cells today. How can we see 7 states if we're spinning? I'm sorry, what was the question? Carnivore, omnivore, vegan. Tell me again how we're designed to eat meat. I haven't really researched this topic, but as far as I know, humans don't typically kill animals with their teeth. I'm no biologist, though. Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure if you look at a horse's front teeth versus our front teeth, we do have a couple of canines. Some people's are longer or sharper or more prominent than others, but we do have 4 teeth up front that help us grippy grip that good stuff. Who's gonna tell him? People love to sound sophisticated and brag about European art and architecture. I've seen America's, and I've seen what they've got. Theirs can't touch ours. Jesse, my good man, I need you to look into who built that Statue of Liberty. It was a gift. It was a gift from probably the only reason the United States exists as a country today, for the most part. I mean, that sounds more dramatic than it probably is, but I want you to look into that. Where do you think the Statue of Liberty originated from? For real. Just where do you think it's from? That's not fair to people that work hard. It's his money. He's got his choice on who to help or not. Bro, it's not a handout. It's called a fresh start. Like, what the hell? You can't be serious. A Canadian millionaire named Marcel Lebrun builds 99 homes to reduce homelessness in his town. You mean to tell me that this guy with a lot of money decided that the best way to solve homelessness, or make it better, was to give the homeless people homes? What a goddamned idiot! No, absolutely not. You should have put a bunch of spikes on public park benches. Can you tell how stupidly sarcastic I'm being? Of course you can, because you're a smart cookie. On my flight, I was talking to a guy next to me, and it came up that I run. He starts telling me how I need to train high mileage and pulls up analysis he'd made of a pro runner's training on his... Oh no, that pro runner was me. It was my training. I didn't have the heart to tell him. Well, if he was being a douche, I totally get not wanting to tell him, but I would have been a little bit too jazzed in this situation. I absolutely would have broken his brain in that moment. That's hilarious. Plot twist, the guy next to her was her coach. No billionaires means a bad country. Finland ended homelessness. They provide a small apartment and counseling with no preconditions. 4 out of 5 make their way back into a stable life. And guess what? It was cheaper than allowing homelessness to continue. Good luck trying to be a billionaire over there. Dude, you're never going to be a billionaire, okay? You've got a higher chance of waking up on the moon tomorrow morning and being fine. Seriously, you probably got a better chance legitimately at that happening, okay? Also, I can't believe Finland gave them homes. What the heck? Just like that other guy. Doesn't make any sense. Also, I wanted to check for myself when I visited Finland, and yeah, I did not see a single human being dying on the streets in the dead of winter. Didn't see him anywhere. Now, I don't know if Finland's just really good at like scooping them all up and hiding them just when I visit or something like that, or just during the season or whatever, but yeah, that looked to be completely true, and I hope it remains true. Also, I'm pretty sure that was the town that I was at. No, you know what? Because I was in Tampere. I was over there in Pori. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best to get them correctly. And I didn't see anybody there. Nothing in Helsinki. Like, nothing, man. Nothing. Come on! How did the human race survive for thousands of years without vaccines? They died in great numbers. I hope that helps. But we are still here without them? Oh, good Lord. Just give up. Just stop. Don't worry. They'll come to their own conclusion. You know what? They already did come to their own conclusion. What I mean is, you know what I mean?